How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys News. Thank you, and thank you for joining in. So everybody doing, thank you for sharing the live feed. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are live at Twitter. The topic of today is something that we have been talking about for years. This is not just 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We're talking about that we have been talking about this topic for years. And now that this new documentary has come out of the Epoch Times, which we participated with Josh Phillips, talking about the global compact of migration, a thing that I have been talking about also for years. Now everybody's finding out and everybody's publicating how much these NGOs are making. And we have been saying this again for years, that these NGOs needed to be audited, that there's a lot of these infiltrated mercenary, communist, socialist, Marxist activists from the United States of America, which they are profiting out of human misery. Lawyers, that they're acting as lawyers and they're just giving assistance on the other side of the Mexican border, making millions out of this, making a lot of money. And we have been saying this. These NGOs need to be audited. We have been saying this. This is breaking news. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's sounding the alarm. And this is just all over the place. This article was released by the Free Press. Let me just go down right here. It says the Free Press nonprofits are making billions out of the border crisis. This article was released by the Free Press by Madeline Rowley. Isn't it a reality of what we have been saying for years? We have discovered fake marriages on the Mexican side in Tijuana of a lawyer firm that it was making fake marriages and fake matrimonies, and they got caught on a recorded video. This lawyer from the United States of America says it was not a fake marriage, it was a matrimony, and we stopped doing it. Stop doing it. Sorry, you got caught, so you stopped doing it, right? We interviewed Sheriff Wilmot in Yuma, Arizona, which he was talking about recycled kids. These kids that they are unaccompanied minors, which they are used by the cartel and also NGOs to make a fake family, and they come across. There was an example in Yuma, Arizona, where a young child was used for more than 17 times. Was discovered by the American authorities that he was abused like that. NGOs making millions and millions of dollars. The NGOs in Arizona, by no more debts, incentivizing and instigating the migrants to cross through the desert as they put gallons of water and they incentivize people to cross through these pathways. So people will risk their lives through these particular dangerous pathways. NGOs located where there is no wall, receiving migrants where they are being trafficked by the organized crime and the cartel, humongously incentivizing the cartel to know, we trafficked you, we smuggled you through this particular place, and an NGO will be there to receive you with baby wipes and Pampers and everything that you need to be comfortable. Meanwhile, you are being processed. The NGO has taken advantage of this global compact of migration. And the most aggravated thing is that who is working inside of these NGOs? You already have reports that they have mercenary activists, progressive liberals, that they work inside, that they have been on a government watch list. And they work with these NGOs. They're agitators. And they come to a foreign country like Mexico. They bring their political trash. They use the migrants for their political gain. They incentivize them. They agitate them. And then a thing happens at the border, like it happened in El Paso, that they try to rush it. What happened in Del Rio? What happened in Eagle Pass? What happened in 2018 in Tijuana was conformed, that massive group by activists. This is what they do. They don't just, NGOs, they don't just participate to give attention. Last time that we were at the Darian, we discovered that the NGO highest was promoting an entrance to the jungle with a map. And the village that is called Bajo Chiquito, this is the village when you come out of the Darian Gap, and migrants are received there by authorities and NGOs, OIM, ACNUR, and UNHCR. There was a board where they put a map of how to enter the jungle. These three entrances through the jungle in Colombia, Acandí, Turbo, and Capurganá, they are controlled by the organized crime and the cartel. So the NGO highest is basically promoting the cartel and the entrances through the jungle, letting them know that these are the three entrances for them to enter the jungle and go inside the jungle. But they will justify themselves that they're like, no, we are saying that we are giving attention to the migrants at that particular place, and those entrances, no, do not go enter, don't enter there. But we will wait for you on the other side of the jungle if you enter to give you attention. It's unbelievable what they have done. I have said numerous times, for years I have said, these NGOs, they need to be audited. Isn't it amazing that when they were discovering, back in the Trump administration, they were discovering a lot of fake families, and they were talking about separation of families, but they were discovered a lot of fake families. The highest number was 5,800 fake families. I think it was in the year 2018 or 2019. It was massive. The fake families that they were crossing, using children, fake matrimonies to cheat on asylum and to cheat on a loophole. It was incredible what they were doing. And the NGOs, they know about this. They know absolutely about this. They profit out of this. It is unbelievable, the humongous money that is released to these NGOs and the power that they got. And why do they have this power? We have been explaining this for years. They have this power because of the United Nations and their global compact of immigration. A lot of these liberals, they complain that I talk about this topic consistently, and it is because of them that you have a job. It's because of the United Nations that you have a job. The philanthropist, George Soros, people who call this guy George Soros a philanthropist, I don't know what kind of brain do they have. Possibly a toilet. It's unbelievable the advantage that they have done. Look at this report that it was put out by this article. Let me just read it. And this has been sounding the alarm, and it's sounding the alarm how much they're making. Yesterday, my colleague Ben Berquam was on Real America's Boys News talking about this on a live hit. It says nonprofits are making billions out of the border crisis. And it says federal funding has turned the business of resettling migrant children into a gold mine for a handful of NGOs. And let me just read right here. This is unbelievable. This article is just completely shocking what it says. It says right here, while the border crisis has become a major liability for President Biden, threatening his re-election chances, it has become a huge boon to a group of nonprofits getting rich of government contracts. Although the federal funded unaccompanied children program is responsible for resettling unaccompanied minors who enter the U.S., it delegates much of the task of non-governmental organizations, NGOs, that turn shelters into border states of Texas, Arizona, and California. In wit, it says, the recent massive influx of unaccompanied children, a record of 130,000 in 2022, the last year for which there are official stats, the coffers of these NGOs are swelling along with the salaries of their CEOs. Quote unquote, this says, the amount of taxpayer money they are getting, it's obscene. Charles Marino, former advisor of Janet Napolitano, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security under Obama, said the NGOs were going to find that the waste of fraud and abuse of taxpayer money will rival that we saw with COVID with federal money. Then it goes to this. It goes to the Free Press examined 3 of the most prominent NGOs that have benefited global refugees, one. Southwest Key Programs is another one. And Endeavors, Inc. These organizations have seen their combined revenue grow from $597 million in 2019 to an astonishing $2 billion by 2022. The last year for which federal disclosure documents are available, and the CEOs of all of these 3 nonprofits reap more than $500,000 each in annual compensation, with one of them, the chief executive of Southwest Key, making that $1 million. Holy cow. Didn't we talked about this for years, people? Before I go on, give it a like to this video, share this video, like this video, share this video, like the video. Buy me a copy. It is right there, pin in the chat on top of the on the pin on the chat on YouTube, pin on the chat on Facebook. I'm planning to travel soon, people. I need your support. So to be discovering this and to be investigating more of this and to discover more and investigate more, I need your support to travel. I cannot do this alone. So buy me a copy. It's right there. We need to reach a goal. So help us out to reach a goal and to travel. Thank you so much. It's much appreciated, your support, really. So let's go right here on the bottom. Look at this ridiculous numbers, man. Southwest Key, it is the red. Endeavors, Inc., it is the yellow. And Global Refugee, it is the blue one. Look at the amount of money that these NGOs are making. And they know about the activity of cartel. They know about the activity that the organized crime is making. I have said this multiple times, and I said it on the documentary Weapons of Mass Migration with Epoch Times. I said to Josh Phillips, this has become a humanitarian business. I said it, and I will say it a million times. These NGOs, they need to be audited immediately. If somebody else gets into office that is not Biden, they need to get out of the global compact of migration, cut the funding to these NGOs, and cut the funding immediately to a lot of these organizations that they're taking advantage, and investigate the NGOs, which they have made a mockery out of the American taxpayer. Ultimately investigate them, and they have connections to the cartel, and prosecute all these people. They have been making millions and millions of dollars. Look at the red on Southwest Key. Between 2019 and 2022, in 2019, they made more than $1 million. 250,000 endeavors. 2019, they made also less than 250,000 global refugee. Then look at them in 2021 going up. And then again in 2022 going way up. It's just ridiculous how Endeavors, Inc. and Global Refugee, how they have grown. Look how they have grown. They have grown almost to $1 million. This is unbelievable salaries. It is incredible what they're making. They're making a mockery out of human misery. They're living out of people who they're migrating through the jungle, dying, risking their lives, being trafficked in Central and South America. And they're living like kings and queens in the United States of America. They're making a mockery out of this. It is unbelievable what these NGOs, and this is why they get upset if somebody wants to come in, like the elected president of Panama, and wants to close the Darian, because they know that it's going to affect their pockets, and it is going to directly affect what they're making. It is unbelievable, like Human Rights Watch, Like all of these NGOs that they're pissed off right now that they're possibly going to close the Darian. If one of the countries, if Mexico got out of the global compact on migration, call it a night. They're done. If the United States got out of the global compact on migration, call it a night. They are done. But let me just tell you something. Do they know the activity of how much every migrant risks every time that they cross a jungle? Do they know that this has become a legitimate business, not only for them, but for the cartels, and how much they're making these tourist packages from Colombia into the jungle of Panama? Do they know that? Yes, of course they know. Just recently, the current elected president from Panama, Molino, wants to close the Darian. And one of the things why he wants to close the Darian, it is because of the enormous risk of people, the children, the people, the organized crime, how it has grown. And because of that, NGOs have been attacking him. But the NGOs do not talk about this kind of evidence that we have discovered inside of the Darian and in Nicocli, Colombia. Look at these interviews that I am about to translate and show you. This interviews, I did it in the middle of the jungle with my colleague Ben Berquam, the white giant right here. I did this interviews inside of the Darian, discovering how much the migrants pay on these tourist packages with these traffickers on Colombia. And where do they leave the migrants? Vulnerable for them to die in the middle of the jungle. Do the NGOs know this? Of course they know, because the United Nations is on the dock in Colombia, Nicocli, before they go to these villages where they enter the jungle. Of course they know about the mode operandi of the cartel. And they know absolutely how much they are paying. They know that the cartel is making. They know that it's tourist packages, companies, hotels, you know, it's small mom and pop businesses, everybody making money out of human misery. Look at these interviews. Hear this out. And I will translate as we move on.
Estas compañías turísticas están ofreciendo paquetes. Estamos aquí con un grupo de migrantes que les ofrecieron un paquete.
These tourist packages are offering packages. We are right here with migrants. You were offered packages in Nicocli, Colombia.
El paquete, ¿cuál es el costo del paquete que te ofrecieron a ti?
What is the cost of the package that they offered you in Nicocli, Colombia to enter the jungle?
$320.
$320 I paid.
$320.
$320 per person. That's what she said.
Por persona.
Correcto.
¿Y qué es lo que contiene el paquete de estas personas?
And what does the package contain of these people?
Según el guía hasta la bandera, pero el guía como tal no, hasta la bandera no nos llevó.
According to the guide, it takes you all the way to the limitations between Panama and Colombia. But to be honest with you, the guide did not take us all the way over there. He left us stranded.
Llegamos solos.
We arrived alone.
El paquete contiene el transporte de la lancha hacia qué puerto de entrada.
The package contains the boat from Nicocli, Colombia, taking you to which village to enter the jungle?
De Turbo hacia
De Nicocli hacia...
Sí.
¿Hacia dónde?
De Nicocli hacia Candí.
From Nicocli to Akandi. Do you remember what I just told you about how Hayes was promoting entrances through the jungle, and one of them was Akandi? We discovered that when we went this last time to the Darian. Why is the migrant saying we are paying these organizations $320 to enter to Akandi? And why the NGO Hayes is promoting that entrance where the cartel operates? Do you know how much money they're making? It's unbelievable. It's just disgustingly shameful what they're doing. Look what this migrant says, continues to say.
Akandi.
Sí.
Y en Akandi, después, el paquete contiene un guía.
In Akandi, when you arrive, the package contains a guide. Isn't that right?
Sí.
Y el
Yes.
guía va y les dice, ¿qué les dice cuando los ve?
And the guide, when he arrives to you, what he says to you?
Bueno, la verdad nos dieron un brazalete.
To be honest, they gave us a bracelet when we arrived.
2 brazaletes.
¿Trae ese
2 bracelets. Are you carrying the bracelet with you on right now?
brazalete usted o ya no
No,
lo
ya
trae?
eso no lo quitan cuando
No, they take the bracelet off when
llegamos allí antes de Panamá. Sí,
before we enter the limitations of Panama, they told us, the cartel and the guides, to remove the bracelets. We were in the middle of the jungle last time, Ben Berkwame and myself, trying to discover the bracelets. These are the bracelets. We got the evidence, NGOs. These are the bracelets where you, NGOs, are promoting entrances through the jungle where the cartel operates. Not only one color, but also the yellow one that says border to Panama. Right here, this NGOs that you're promoting the entrances. And not only that, the other ones that says border to Panama, the pink ones, color pink. All of these bracelets are the ones that the cartel puts them on their hand as a tourist package, which you know that everybody's making millions out of it. Look what she says about tourist packages still.
antes de la bandera. nos
Antes de la
quitan.
bandera les quita el brazalete.
Before
¿Y
the
cómo es el
limitations of
brazalete?
Panama, they take away our
Uno es
bracelet.
verde y el otro es como fucsia.
The other one is green, and the other one of them, it is kind of like blue. This one, right here, right there.
Uno es verde y el otro es como fucsia.
Sí,
¿Y el verde qué significa el paquete?
dice como frontera, dice.
And one of them does. What does it signify? Did it say something? Does it say some significance? Does any bracelet have a significance? And look what she says. She said one of them says border, says frontera. Right there, it says frontera. Right there, frontera. Then what it says.
Y
el otro, el fucsia, Panamá, dice.
o sea, pero tiene un
And the other one, it says Panama.
costo diferente cada color.
Does it have a different cost, every different color of bracelet?
No, o sea, ellos mismos con el paquete lo compran y no los ponen ahí en la mano.
Entonces,
No, just it's the same price. It's just you pay the package and they will put it in your hand.
entonces usted llega a Turbo ya pagando $320 este paquete de estas empresas turísticas. Llega y el guía los agarra, los coge de ahí y los lleva hacia la loma de las banderas.
So you pay this tourist package is $320 and they take you all the way to the limitations between Colombia and Panama. That's the package, right?
Sí.
Yes.
Ese es el paquete, eso contiene el paquete.
That is
Ya
the
de
package.
ahí
That
de
is
la-
what the package contains.
De la bandera, o sea, de la frontera de Panamá, ya ahí sí nos venimos solos, o sea.
From the border of Panama, they leave us there alone and they say, God bless you. Hope that you arrive to your destination.
Bueno, siempre, o sea, yo nunca como tal tuvimos guía,
You know, to be honest, we never had a guide. He left us stranded
porque desde que iniciamos estábamos solos,
because since we initiated, we were alone.
O sea,
como
se
tal.
considera que los estafaron.
Sí,
Do you consider that they blackmail you? Yes.
claro.
Yes,
Sí.
I consider
Los
that.
dejaron vulnerables después de haber pagado $320 en
They left you vulnerable, you know, after paying $320.
este paquete.
Sí.
Yes.
Los metieron en una lancha. ¿Esta lancha era tipo piragua con motor o era una lancha turística?
Como-
Did they smuggled you on a boat or a type of a canoe, or it was a really fancy boat?
como motor, sí.
No, it was a boat that had a motor. It was a really good boat.
Como una lancha turística.
Sí, sí,
It was
grande.
like a tourist
Sí,
boat, a
que
big
los
one.
paquetes.
This is another migrant. That was one. That was one. Comment right here on the comment section, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are live. Buy me a copy is pinned on the chat. Extremely appreciate your support, people. We're trying to travel soon, and we cannot do it without your support. So we're doing this informative report about these NGOs. Like the video, share the video, people. We got almost 400 people. Come on. Like the video, share the video. This is how ridiculous it is right now. Imagine that. How ridiculous this is. Let's go to another migrant that explains the tourist packages, how much they're paying, and the NGOs know about this. Absolutely, they know about this.
Turísticos en Ecoclí. ¿Cuánto fue lo que pagaste por este paquete turístico?
How much you paid on your tourist package. And this is another migrant from Colombia. He's from Colombia, and he paid how much?
340.
$340 I paid. The last one was $320. This one paid $340.
Hasta Candí y luego nos recogen y ahí nos traen hasta ¿cómo se llama esto? unos campamentos y luego está la selva.
$340 all the way to Akandi, the entrance that Highest is promoting. And from there, they get us into the jungle.
$340.
$340.
$340. That's what you paid, yes.
Ofrece ese paquete turístico. Ofrece la
What does that package contains for you?
lancha turística para llevarte a Candí y de ahí ¿qué ofrece?
La lancha.
They offer, what does that package offer you? A boat, and what is else? What else they offer? They
Está el
offer.
Candí y luego está el resguardo y ya subir hasta la selva, hasta la
You know, they offer you the entrance all the way to Akandi before the jungle, and then from there is kind of like a shelter, and then from there a guide to take us inside the jungle.
banderas.
Y les ponen una pulsera o algo así, dicen.
And they put you a bracelet, you know, and before entering the jungle.
Pulseras.
¿De qué color te pusieron la pulsera?
Which color of, yes, they put bracelets on us. Which color of bracelets did they put on your hands?
Rosa y azul.
Pink and blue. Two types of bracelets, this man says, this migrant. Pink, right here, and blue, right here. Thank God that we were there to expose these crimes. The NGOs know about this? Of course they know. Do the NGOs know about this? Of course they know. Do the NGOs want to stop this? Of course they don't. This is why the new elected president of Panama wants to stop this. But ultimately, he immediately got attacked by who? By NGOs. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is a business. This is a multi-billion business. Multi-billion business, ladies and gentlemen. It is not a business just about hundreds of thousands. It's a multi-billion business. The suffering of people. People dying, people being trafficked on the back of a tractor trailer, people being continuously abused. It is a business. It is not something that is right there, not tangible. It is tangible. You can actually see it. Look at this. Two evidence of two people. And I have another migrant, but you know, I think that this is more than enough evidence. It's unbelievable what these NGOs and the power that the Biden administration has gave them to operate freely in the borders between Mexico and the United States, and ultimately operate through the whole continent. Because guess who? It is the number one provider and the number one funder of the United Nations, OIM, the United States of America. Nobody else. The United States of America is the number one that is funding continuously the United Nations OIM. So all of your American taxpayer money, it's right here. Incentivized through the organized crime and through these tourist packages and through these NGOs that I just put on this article, that they're making a mockery and making billions and billions and billions of dollars out of this human misery. Instead of fixing the problem, instead of coming together and coming with a solution for a more humanitarian channel where people will migrate correctly, documented peacefully, and with a purpose, instead of that, you just saw this is a $1 billion business where they are making billions and billions of dollars, millions of dollars out of human misery, out of unaccompanied minors, out of people that they're being trafficked, out of people that they're being smuggled. God's time in it is always perfect. And I hope that all of these NGOs that they're taking advantage of the most vulnerable will be prosecuted, investigated, and also will be audited immediately. They're taking advantage of the most vulnerable people, and they're making a profit out of it. And not only that, they're making a mockery out of the American people, of the American taxpayer. Thank you so much to Brett. Brett bought us a coffee. Thank you so much. Buy me a coffee is right there. People would like to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund. Your support is much needed, people. Thank you so much. This is unbelievable. You see how much millions they're making? We have been reporting on this for years, man. It's just incredible. Until when? This mode operandi, it is going to continue. Until when? Do you think that the crisis in the Darian, it is going to stop? Do you think that they're going to stop? No, it's not. They're going to continue with this because they want it to continue, because it's a lot of money. And the new elected president knows about this business, and it is contaminating the jungle, contaminating the tribes, contaminating the people, attacking institutions that they're trying to do something about it. It's just unbelievable. And also victimizing themselves as they are attacked by institutions. The narrative of these people, it is just incredible. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the coffees. For people that they are contributing, I completely appreciate that. We're trying to travel soon. Again, I said it. I will be doing this report in Spanish. 31 minutes going in. I wanted to do a really short live feed for people to explain. This is incredible what they just found, man. It's just, everybody knew that they were making millions, but how cynical are you, man? How cynical are you? And then asking more for federal grants. We need more. We need more. We cannot sustain this crisis, the poverty and the suffering of people. Oh my God, we need more money. We need more money. Look at the CEO, how much it's making. Isn't it disgusting? It's completely disgusting. It's inevitable. It is disgusting. It's sad that they're making humongous amount of money out of human misery. And then they will bring their climate change agenda into this. When they're destroying a pristine jungle and nobody's talking about that. No. Has to do with climate change. God bless you all. Stay safe. Thank you for contributing today. Thank you for the support. We will be back soon to give you another show. God bless you. And like we always say, God's plan, it is our mission. Take care.